1, go!
Oh shit.
Nice job, team.
Wake up.
Great success.
What?
Now to the actual video. That intro drained all my energy for editing. I hope you're satisfied with that, because that's all you're getting editing coolness wise for this video. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna discuss some of my favorite Pokemon games, the ones that are at top at this tier list, and yeah, pretty much a rant or something like that, since, you know, if you want to learn or interested about my opinions, then this is the video for you. So, without further ado, let's get right into the tier list's top Pokemon games that I think are pretty cool. Yeah. So let me start off this segment about talking about my favorite games with clarifying something. The games I'll be mentioning are a little bit different from the tier list. In the tier list I put the games I think are the best, and now I'm speaking the ones that I liked the most, which are my favorite ones. A little bit different, but I hope you get the idea. Anyways, back to Omega Ruby. Why Omega Ruby? I mean, I put Emerald in S tier. Well, Omega Ruby has Pokemon X and Y stuff, like Mega Evolution, the cool chibi-esque style before BDSP ruins it, and combines it with the pretty much second best generation, Gen 5 best, yeah, since the battles are actually, let's ignore the Mega Latios gifted thingy, and look at the battles compared to X and Y. They are much more difficult. Okay, not the very most difficult, but still pretty difficult. The Dex Nav unfortunately was just a gimmick that was so cool. Shiny hunting was pretty cool, and I think that was the first generation that getting competitive Pokemon started to get easier, thanks to the same Dex Nav thing. Now, about the Delta episode, although the ending is cool, I think it's overhyped. Yeah, the ending, the Mega Rayquaza, the Ox, everything is cool, but the actual process to getting it, it's such a tedious fetch quest. It's one of the downsides in my opinion, until, yeah, you get the ending, then it tunes it out by itself, so yeah, 50-50 on that. But everything else, the new Mega Pokemon, so sick. Mega Beedrill, Mega Sceptile, Mega Manectric is just, so cool. I know, yeah, it's a lightning bolt, but that's what makes it cool. You know, lightning travels fast. Mega Manectric, what is he? Super fast, so cool. And some of the redesigns for trainers, especially the gym leaders, make them so much more, you know, actual gym leader-esque, because in the original games they were looking kinda like NPCs, and the most important thing for me, it pretty much is the thing that kickstarted this channel, like the first one that got me a heck a lot views, comparing old versus new trainer designs. So yeah, I will have that always in my heart as a memory. Thank you, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. God bless you. Now I know the game has its issues. It doesn't look the best, it sometimes doesn't work that well, it has its glitches, Sneasler is a thing. But the stuff that actually works in the game, it really works and stands out quite a bit. The catching mechanics, finally something new and actually entertaining. The swiftness, transitions, everything from catching to just throwing balls and no dealing with the multiple text boxes. Yeah, they were a pretty big issue in different games, but finally it was, for the most part, fixed in this game. Pre-banger cutscenes, actual hard battles. I will never forget that Voldo battle, that was something else. And even though there were little new Pokemon, some of them still are pretty cool. Looking at you, Hisui Typhlosion, Overquill, Ursaluna, those are pretty cool. And even though the crafting isn't the best, it's still something new. And goddammit, even every little single new thing that's an iteration or trying something new in the Pokemon series, that's a big W. Like, it really happens, and especially when it happens in such a positive way, god damn, it's so cool. And the possibilities with story in this type of setting, yeah, it was, the story wasn't the best, but it's usual for Pokemon, but still it was intriguing, and the potential for other series in this sort of style, like Celebi, Legends Kyurem, everything that you have heard, it's with a good reason. And some people might have issues with the fact that it wasn't fully open world, but I actually kind of think it worked pretty well. Yeah, okay, you couldn't explore the whole map right at the start, but still, even with what we got, it was still pretty cool. Since they have to focus on smaller locations for each place, they can add much more details into it, like story examples, side quests. Oh yeah, and the actual side quests. Unlike other games, even though, yeah, there were quite a bit of fetch quests, the ones that weren't just fetch quests still were pretty cool. Like the Trimeco one, I still have that in my memory because that was so sweet and nice. The story about the lost camp or village with Frostlass and the notes, it's pretty cool. And using a Pokemon as a collectible, you know, open worlds usually have collectibles and whatnot. Using actual Pokemon for the mechanic of that being unknown, that's a pretty nice touch. Even though collectibles can get pretty tedious, it was worked with pretty nicely, especially since unknown isn't the most well-liked Pokemon or unique. Okay, it's kinda unique, but unique in the sense of no one's gonna really use it. So it also got its own spotlight. And of course, the post-game was pretty bad, but in the update, you got sort of a battle tower thing with Arceus, the massive mass outbreaks, and shiny hunting. Okay, shiny hunting, boo-hoo. What are you going to do for a full post-game with just shiny hunting? But in this game, it's so satisfying. So, I guess that's it for my thoughts on Legends Arceus. But oh boy, I wish we get at least some more games in this exact setting, because this was something we didn't really expect, but goddamn, it was such a pleasant surprise. Well, I'm going to keep it short for this game, since everyone already knows how good it is. First off, this game is my nostalgia game. Everyone has one, either one they played the most as a kid or starting the Pokemon franchise with. It's this one for me. Now, the things I adore about this game I could list forever and ever in this video, but I'll stay with the top ones, you know, top of the list, the most notable, which are the Pokemon World Tournament. I mean, returning characters will always be so cool, especially for the Pokemon franchise, since it has so many of them. Now, it's pretty cool that this was the first, and unfortunately only, Pokemon game with choosable difficulty settings that were locked by stupid keys in the post-game, but ignoring that, it's still pretty challenging for Pokemon standards, that is. And the fact that it's a continuation of the last games, not just like a third polished version, is pretty cool. It's cool to see the characters get developed more, aged or something like that. And talking about aging characters, the rivals, Sharon and Bianca, while they were in the last game, it was cool to see how they progressed And yeah, there's no problem with the Hugh as well. It's actually kind of funny to see him actually beat the shit out of some grunts, so that was a pretty cool sight to see. I mean, the all quality of life things, like the actual XP curve finally being kinda cool. Yeah, Gen 4 has its issues with that. And also, of course, the animation, the actual second thing that helped develop this channel better, the actual Gen 5 animated sprites, as you may see by a majority of my channel videos. There's so much other stuff that I could say about the game, but this would definitely be at the top of the list for the most noteworthy. And with that, let's move on to the last game I'll talk about in this video. You want a hidden gem Pokemon game? Well, Pokemon Conquest is exactly that. The story, the visuals, the music, the gameplay, everything is perfect. The perfect mix of a storm for the perfect spin-off game that gets very underappreciated. What's so special about the gameplay? Well, as a Fire Emblem enjoyer, that is my second favorite franchise from Nintendo, it is a pretty amazing blend between two franchises, and it just works way too well. By the way, I won't be going into small details for anything, since I'm planning to do a retrospective on Conquest in the near future, but otherwise than that, also the music itself. Some of you probably have noticed I've used it in a lot of my videos, since they are underappreciated bangers, underappreciated just like everything else in this game. By the way, taking over kingdoms, building your own armies, deciding what Pokemon your troops use, that is such a cool gameplay loop. How could you not be impressed or at least appreciate that? That's so cool. And let's not forget the visuals. I mean, black and white, yeah, that's pretty stellar. But for the time and for static sprites, these are freaking amazing. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise about this game being an absolute hidden gem of a banger. Okay, some of you may be interested in some other games I had in my tier list, so I'll answer you if you're interested in the comments, since listing every single one of them would take way longer. So yeah, I would like to hear your opinions about the games I talked about in this video. What are your thoughts? Do you agree, disagree with me? And everything else that categorizes in the same thing. Yeah, I really want to go to bed, so that's it. Stay tuned.